Euro roundup today. We saw Switzerland not only beating Italy 2-0, dominating Italy 2-0. They played Italy off the park. Italy hardly had a sniff. And the only time Italy came close to scoring was when a Switzerland player headed it. I think they tried to clear it away, but head it away, and it ended up hitting the post. So that was a bit lucky for them. But apart from that, Italy didn't really come close to scoring the whole game, really. And Akanji was fantastic. And Granit Xhaka was fantastic as well. And the whole Switzerland team was fantastic. And they played much better than Italy. And they're deserving of their place in the last 8, which is the quarterfinals. And they're going to provide a really tough game for England or Slovakia. Whoever wins that game tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Germany, Switzerland. They won 2-0 Germany. But I don't particularly think they were that good. First couple of minutes, they were really good. For like the first 25, maybe 30 minutes, they were dominating Switzerland. Switzerland couldn't get out. But towards the end of the first half, like when like just before it stopped in play for the the thunderstorm, and after that, Switzerland really came into the game and had a few chances. Højlund had about 3 or 4 really good chances. And I think if it had been a world-class striker like Kane, Haaland, Mbappe, Germany could have been in real big trouble. I know Kasper Schmeichel did make a few good saves himself through like the likes of Schlotterbeck and stuff like that. But I don't think Germany were particularly that good. I'm not saying they were bad, but I've seen them play much better in some of the other games this tournament. I feel like people are overrating this Germany team. They're not actually that good. If you actually have a good proper go at them, they've got the potential to crumble, I reckon. I reckon if Germany come across Spain or France, they're going to lose. And I reckon they'd beat England because we've got Southgate and they've got Nagelsmann, who's actually a pretty good manager. But if it wasn't for Southgate, I reckon England would beat this Germany team. I don't think they're all that. I think Wirtz and Musiala are ballers, and Rudiger's a world-class centre-back as well. But other than that in their team, who's really all that? I don't rate Havertz that highly. He's better than what people think, but he's not like the level of what like Arsenal fans think he is either. I don't really I think Schlotterbeck's a decent player, and that is it. Architecture or something like that in the midfield, he's decent. But I don't think like Sane's been that good since leaving City, and I don't think he's been particularly good this tournament. And I think the defence, other than Rudiger, for me, against a proper team, might get exposed. Because Højlund did have a few really good chances, and he should have scored at least 2 or 3. But the thing is with Højlund, yeah, if this had been Nunes, Jesus, Haaland, everyone would be all over it on social media criticising them. But because it's Højlund, I don't know why people don't speak about it. He's one of those players that always gets overprotected. But how good is Musiala, though? He's world class. He's arguably one of the best players in the world in the minute. I'd say Foden, Musiala, and Vinicius Jr. are the top 3 players in the world right now. I know some people would say like Mbappe in that, and Bellingham, but Mbappe, I don't particularly think's had his best individual season, and he's not been that great this Euro so far either. Pardon. Sorry about that. But Mbappe is world class, but I feel like the people that say he's like the best player in the world and stuff like that, I don't agree with it. And people that say that he deserves a Ballon d'Or, I also don't agree with. Bellingham, I think, is overrated, to be fair. I think Wirtz is better. I think Foden's better. I think Musiala's better. I just think Bellingham doesn't really show up when it really matters. That's the thing that I have with Bellingham that I feel like he needs to improve on. And I think a player that's better than Bellingham that doesn't get spoken about is Griezmann. I think he's a player that's up there with like the top 10 best players in the world right now, in my personal opinion. Underrated Griezmann. One of the most underrated players I've seen over the past, like, say, 10 years or so. Musiala or Foden, that's a good debate, to be fair. I think in terms of, like, driving with the ball, Musiala's better. But in terms of, like, taking shots from distance and stuff like that, Foden's better. But in terms of, like, shots from, like, inside the box, I'd probably give it to Musiala. That's actually a close one. We need to actually get Musiala so we can have Musiala and Foden in the same team. Because I think that's the perfect signing that City need to make. Because I think our midfield in terms of creativity is probably the worst that it's been for a long time. Because it's only really Foden and De Bruyne that bring lots of creativity. And Rodri, I suppose. Because he does contribute creativity as well as defensively. But I feel like we could do more of a better central midfielder. Because I think Kovacic is a good like player in terms of driving with the ball, but he's not good at like getting goals and assists. And I know goals and assists are not the be all and end all, but you need someone in your midfield that can get loads of goals and assists. And De Bruyne just turned 33 yesterday, so he's not going to be around for much longer. I'd say maybe 1 or 2 more seasons out of him. And Foden, we can't just rely on Foden to do all the creativity in the midfield. Because there will be times where wingers get injured and stuff like that, where we're going to have to play Foden on the left, when that will mean that we'll be relying on De Bruyne. So we need to get another... City needs to get Musiala, and we need to get Kimmich. That would be the 2 dream signings, in my opinion. And I'd like to bring in Eze as well. If there was no objective of money and FFP and stuff like that didn't matter, those would be the 3 signings that I'd make: Eze, Musiala, and Kimmich. But I was so angry when that Denmark goal got disallowed. I pissed on the floor. I'm not even joking at this point. And I've had it one of those days where I've got injured so many times. I've bumped into loads of things, hit my nose at the balcony, bumped into the wall a couple of times, and it's just been one of those fucking crazy days. But anyway, that decision for the Denmark goal to be ruled out, for me it looked stupid. If you're offside, you're offside, but I think it seemed harsh to me. I'll have to see that back, to be fair. I just don't like Germany, so that's why I felt like pissing on the floor to show a protest. But anyway, have a good night, take care, and I'll see you soon. I'll be back with my preview for England tomorrow morning. I'll do that tomorrow morning, and then I'll do the reaction to the game afterwards. Spain, Georgia as well, I might react to that as well, but I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. Take care all.